Welcome to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Sofia Petrovic. Victoria has recorded 2 new locally acquired COVID-19 cases. One case is a child linked to an existing cluster. The other is linked to the Arcare aged care facility. Health authorities have also found the missing link for the so-called Delta outbreak. The first infected case with the Delta variant was a man from Sri Lanka. He arrived on the 8th of May and tested positive on the same day. He was in hotel quarantine and then released. Deputy Chief Health Officer Professor Alan Cheng says there were no obvious breaches.
We now have a source from which to start from, so we can start contact tracing or start investigations not only upstream from the North Melbourne families but also downstream from this case. And this is similar to where New South Wales was with their Wallara case and his wife. Secondly, this also does mean that we have a start time for the outbreak, so we now know that it couldn't have been in Victoria before the 8th of May.
New South Wales is opening a second COVID-19 vaccination hub. It will be located in the northern part of the state, in Lake Macquarie. The site is an old Bunnings warehouse. It will administer both Pfizer and AstraZeneca vaccines. There is already one vaccination hub in the state. The first one is located in Homebush in Sydney. It delivers up to 5,000 injections a day. Human rights advocates are again asking for a Tamil asylum seeker family to be released from detention. The family is currently on Christmas Island. The youngest daughter, Dhanika, was evacuated after she became sick. She is now in Perth with a suspected blood infection. Advocates say she has been sick for 10 days. They say detention centre staff did not take the 3-year-old child to hospital on Christmas Island until Sunday. They also say her mother asked multiple times for medical help. Friend and advocate Angela Fredericks wants the Queensland to come home back to Queensland, where they first lived.
These girls, I talk with them all about the things we're going to do once they're home. This is where they belong. This is their home and this is where they're safe and we know they'll be cared for. So we just continue to pray and hope and talk to the powers that be that happens soon.
Dhanika is the youngest person in Australia's immigration detention system. More than 100 members of organised crime groups have been arrested in Australia. The suspects were arrested after they communicated with an encrypted messaging app. The Australian Federal Police and the Federal Bureau of Investigation were tracking their communication. Police Commissioner Reece Kershaw says they found more than 3,000 kilograms of drugs and almost $45 million in cash.
More than 4,000 officers from law enforcement in Australia have been involved in executing over 525 search warrants in every mainland state in Australia. And Ironside has arrested and charged who we alleged are some of the most dangerous criminals to Australia. We allege they are members of outlaw motorcycle gangs, Australian mafia, Asian crime syndicates and serious and organised crime groups.
At least 51 people are dead and more than 100 others injured after 2 trains collided in southern Pakistan. Officials say 1,100 people were on board the 2 express trains. They do not know what caused the accident. An investigation is currently underway. You're listening to SBS News in Easy English.